Sergio Studios. Extra. Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Sergio Dominguez with another animation look through. This one specifically is the entirety of season 11 of the Sergio Show. So with this case, since season 11 was a complete season, and I don't really want to do a video per episode with season 11, I decided to just look over season 11, cut out only the scenes that I want to talk about animation wise, and just put it all together in this case the software where I edit my videos. So that's how we're going to break this down. So I'm going to show you piece by piece certain animation shots that I want to talk about throughout season 11, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, let's get started. The first shot that I picked in this case. Now this was, I think, the first season where I decided to look over mouth animations, because I would just let Toon Boom go, give it a couple clicks and be like, oh, good enough. But here I would try to, after doing the Toon Boom lip sync tool, I would look over each frame and try to pick which one is more appropriate for each frame. So since I've talked about this in commentaries before, that this was going to be part of episode 100 of a storyline, but I ended up just biting the bullet and just turn this into its own season by taking the story and chopping it up to 10 episodes. So it is storyboarded, and storyboarded a little bit more cinematically than my other episodes. So this is like a nice example. For this shot to work, obviously I put this masked figure in the distance. But also I got a special like Sergio rig set up like this in order for this storyboard shot to work animation wise. And I had to take like the mouth and just like with the transform tool, just alternate angle, move this a little more. And whenever it's in this angle, I got to find a way to show 5 of the hair things. In this case, it doesn't show all 5, but the other 2 are off camera. This is an interesting shot because the way that he is dressed up here to how this character is unveiled, I tried to figure out in that moment. So I was like, okay, how do I break this down? Okay, so here's this puppeted figure. Then I would hand draw a cape, swing around like you see here, and then this character would appear. But as you can see, it appears kind of piece by piece. So I think I used a mask tool. Yeah. As you can see, to that, to that, to that, that, yep. So it was cutting to a different puppet with a mask tool and that hand-drawn cape, putting it together. Oh my god, it's fan art me. Oh, I just want to bring up this shot, and it's just... oh yeah, the rain animation wasn't good. The rain animation was not good. Hopefully I'll improve on that later on in the future, maybe. This shot I like. Because I want to add a little bit more hand-drawn animation-wise. So this part, I was going to talk sarcastically. So before I talk sarcastically, it's me just going like, are you serious? All hand-drawn. Well, digitally hand-drawn with a tablet, but a bamboo tablet back then. Oh, gosh, look at that. Yeah. Little awkward. Like my arms thin out and shorten. But it served its purpose. I even try to draw different mouth designs every time. And you can see that I'm trying to just monitor the lip sync here. Okay, so at this point the character is transforming after injecting itself. And I think with this one, I just took like a color gradient and a brush tool and just drew a couple of frames of just different little big brush strokes and cycled it, and that's why the transformation looks so weird. Yep. Nice effect. And there's a lot of nice effects in this episode. Okay, this next shot. Oh no, it's too strong. What's happening? And I think I just drew a cycle 2 of me just like getting affected with outlines. You see, yeah, you get saw the previous frame. No, mm-hmm. One frame is just. Let me see if I can find it. Little hair sticking out. And while it's like wiggling around, there's a separate layer of mouth animation here. Very nice. Oh, this was a cool shot when I storyboarded this. And all I had to do was really just hand draw a silhouette of this, and then cycle it. Whoa! And I thought it was fire. It is fire. It's fire animation that I did, and I think I masked it. I thought I actually brought in the fire, but apparently I just masked it out, and you see a silhouette of it under the light. But it works very well. It worked really, really well. And cut to the introduction of Evil Sergio. Another shocked look, like, oh! Then it cuts to the next part where I just like give an explanation of like what just happened to pick up where I left off. So I want this shot to be hand drawn just for the fun of it. As you can see, I had a lot of fun drawing like cartoon extreme poses just for this one shot, because I thought it'd be really funny, because it is also exaggerated, because I was freaking out over what just happened and what's happening to me. I think you saw a blur, you saw a smear, double overlapping here. And when I was drawing this, I was like, oh, the light's in the way. So let me do a frame of the light. Look at that amazing lighting. Oh, me just expanding and all that stuff. But it's funny. You can see some smears here, because it is an intense comical scene, even though something crazy just happened. So it worked in this part. It really worked. Some really good exaggerations. I think I just moved this slightly, copy and paste, and just move this slightly with the anchor tool to give it that look. And I draw this. I love doing that yeah kind of poses. Yeah. Let me see if I can get back to it. Yeah. Oh, look. A frame boo-boo. Oh, I apparently, cut off. Mm-hmm. Good thing I wasn't working with cells. Like film cells. Alright, so I was shocked, but now we cut to this next shot, what I'm very happy about. I think I still had the original animation for the first episode here, archive-wise. But I was proud of this shot, where you're supposed to see the turnaround of the first episode. So I just took that frame, and then I just hand drew this turning thing. I don't know how I did it, but yeah. So I think I got the rotation off. It's not very well centered, but it still came out well. And you see it's a little bit off here and here, but it still worked. It still looked like it turned around. Yeah. And this is supposed to be our POV, not what happened in the show. Of like, where is Evil Sergio in all this? Yep. Turn. Funny angle on that one. I've been working on a whole void. A whole wide void. But it's trying to emphasize that Evil Sergio appeared to do his plan in the back of the set. I just like this. Just cycled this. Eye veins to really show how intense it is. Maybe I could have done more hair movement and stuff, but I just thought of this for now. Also this, because I want the character to turn around, so I didn't want to use puppets, so I just drew 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, about 4 drawings of it. That's all I needed. And I think maybe I redrew that. Like, So, this one. I took the time machine. I think I redrew it front view for this specific case. Maybe I didn't. I don't remember. This was all the way back in 2013. Or was it 2014? 2014. I was thinking about when I did pre-production for this 2013, but then I finally brought it into production. 2014? Yeah. Like this shot. He's just like this, and Oh no! Behind you! Oh! Oh man! At least I didn't fall out of the time void and stuff, so that's good. Uh, that kind of worked. It came off a little slow. Because, yeah, I just felt so slowly, but it's a time continuum. Yeah. Yeah. Should have been faster than that. There should have been more tense and wiggling here, but it was needed for what it was needed. Yeah, that was good too. Me just like hopping over to the next seat. Yep, because I had to reach there. And yeah, was that a mask effect? Let's see. Yeah, it's a mask effect because I don't think I layered this at all. Yep, it was a mask. Yep. See it here. I grabbed the time watch because I took it out, but he took it back. Gosh darn him. So this shot, this is a cool shot because you see the Sergio Show logo, but then you see me appear. How do I appear like that? Because I was on top of a bomb. Now this movement here is because this was still on 12 frames per second, so that's why it kind of feels a little bit like how it looks. So it should have been on 24 frames. But there's a scene coming up where it was on 24 frames, but we'll get to it. But I do like that part. Poof. Now this shot I also like. There's a little bit of hand-drawnness coming up and a nice tribute to a little comedy classic thing. So the anger's building up. This is all, its own layer, while this one is just moving around. My wonderful friends are talking down to me, as great friends should. Oh, this is a good time to also bring up. I don't know if you notice this, but it's very easy to notice. The background is so gosh darn pixelated. Here's the problem I had. I think I mentioned this before. But at the time, there was so many layers and vector graphics with all these characters and assets and elements going on to the point where having a background that big and that full of vector graphics, I guess, was too much for the software to handle. So I think I screenshotted or just took a JPEG image of the background. I stretched it out a little bit and just put it in the back. So that's why it has that pixelated, look to it. Kind of works, but it's so noticeable. Yo. Oh, and I love this bar. Smack, smack, bonk. Oh, that's cute. There's a nice mix of hand-drawn elements here and here with puppet animation. I didn't like how it came out. So mad that I even drew a special mouth for that. That's cute. That works. This little bit is just, I do like the posing here. Because I think I did drew the epic animations to different angles. And I just put them together and boom. And I think with this one, it's just one whole drawing in order to make it have that perspective of pointing down. Which works here. Really good. This fight scene, I think I storyboard. Yeah, this was storyboarded, and I animated it. And this was all. The whole fight scene was 24 frames per second. That's why I had a smoother look to it. I had a faster pace because with fight scenes like that, need to be like that. Well, this is nice. This works. It is awkward because everybody's at this one angle, but at least there's no quick cuts. But there's like so much camera movement because I was animating the camera too. But at least it's all like one shot with this camera moving around. But it knows what to focus on at least. Character's dynamic and what character's going to do each. So I'm proud of this fight scene. Not the best, but it's fun. It was really fun. The background music for it was bad, but I already talked about it. Every time when Evil Sergio gets angry, something goes. And this one, I think it was going to be more ugly looking, but I just made it to that for now. The slides. I do want to bring up that I had Toon Boom at the time for about 5 or 6 years, and I was still learning from it. It's Toon Boom Studio version 3.5. If you don't know, that's the software I use to make the show. And there were still tools that I was learning about, like the velocity of the tween and the frames to make it have a more natural slide for those. So there were still things I was learning from this software. Yeah, this is a suitcase that turned into a jetpack. Evil Sergio was really prepared for this. But, you know, he had a couple of years to really prep himself for this. This mouth pose I don't use anymore. I just shrink it, I think, later on in the series. But you know that. Me flying away. I'm just getting to this part. Because we acknowledged early on that Juan's hat has magical powers. And he had this beam, but this beam was a drawing I didn't make. So I ended up redesigning this Juan hat beam laser thing. So Neil's just taking notes. That's good. That's good of him. Oh, yep. So yeah, shoots it out of here. It looks nice. Boom. I know. I have a lot of fun with the gradients. Boom. That explosion was only good enough to push this bomb around. Yeah. So there was going to be a nice, like, oh, I'm going to sacrifice for this bomb. No. This thing is equipped with more gadgets, like a powerful air pressure thing that can push a bomb. And apparently I had this equipped. But I think I added a last minute line to add that. That's a cool effect, actually. Because that was just solid wall. But then I needed to draw, a skyline and this. So I think I just drew this separately. And brought it in with a transform, not a transform, but a transition color tool. But I set it to the opacity, opaque, transparency, all that good stuff. To make it look like how it looks. To have the window appear the way that it does. Poof. That poof is hand drawn. Oh, that bomb moves up slowly. Me explaining what I just said earlier. This is a nice shot. This is a very nice shot because I was like, okay, I need a wide shot of this, Toon City, at this angle. And I never got to really make that, so I made it specifically for this, and I kept it, and I think I reused it for a couple of things later on. Look at me. Damaged. Oh! This is a separate thing. I'm off camera. But this is I'm not even off camera here. It's just the arm. One more big weapon here, and it's this pencil sharpener cannon that could should have started off with that one, but I need to hold them down. I need to hold them down before I get to use the big weapons. Day in heck, and there we go. That's all I want to talk about in the animation look through of season 11 of the Sergio Show. I hope you enjoyed me talking about these breakdowns in a little bit different way because what I've just said earlier about this season. But I had a great time and I had fun looking at some of my proudest moments in this season. I know it's a lot of people's favorite season. It almost is peak Sergio Show, even though this was supposed to be episode 100, but I've said the story about this so many times. And I think I'll never stop talking about it. But I hope you ultimately enjoyed it and I had fun. I hope you did too. Questions, comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Again, thank you very much for watching. I am Sergio Dominguez saying, have an animated day.